Welcome back to another episode. I'm Leah Garcia. Welcome to Full Volume, where we talk about beauty, branding, and beyond. Today, I am so blessed to be sitting next to a woman who claims that I have changed her life.
You have?
I want to hear all about that.
Okay.
Merle Ginsberg, let me.
I'm a journalist, first of all, and I write about beauty and fashion for many years. So I have always hated the fact that I really had no lashes. I guess it's like a genetic thing. I mean, I always put on mascara, but there was nothing there to put it on. And I tweezed my eyebrows way too much when I was a kid. My mother's like, do not do that. And I did it anyway. And so I basically have no brows now. It's all pencil. Somebody sent me the lash and the brow. And I thought, these things don't work. Why bother? And then I saw a friend of mine in a restaurant and I said, oh, you're doing lash extensions. They're fabulous. She goes, no, I'm using NULASTIN. No, I'm sure you hear this all the time.
I did not pay for this coverage.
She
You
didn't.
gotta be kidding me.
No, and she looked like she had lash extensions. I'm like, how did you do that? She said, you have to do it. She's like, I'm using the brow, I'm using the lash. And I still had it. I just really hadn't used it. So I thought, okay.
Had it sitting there on the
Last summer, I was out of town for 4 months. So I'm like, I'm going to really be severe about this. And by the time I came back in October, I had lashes. And honestly, I feel like every day they're a little longer.
Probably. But it's not vanity, is it? When you get that type of your identity back. When you can capture something that you know is part of you.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up like every other woman looking at magazines and models, and that stamps your idea of beauty. And lashes in the last 20 years have become a much bigger part of beauty than they ever were.
So I remember when I was a little kid, we did these silhouette pictures. And in the silhouette picture, you could see your eyelashes. And I went to school with a bunch of Hispanic girls, and they all just had eyelashes that crawled off the face of the picture. And I didn't. And so I was always self-conscious about that. Two things, my toes and my eyelashes.
I feel the same.
My toes, I've just learned to live with because there's nothing I can do about those. But the lashes, I said, I can do something about that. So
when did you feel like you could do something about it?
When I was introduced to NULASTIN as well, because my product line was based on elastin technology that was introduced to me through a microbiologist.
When did that happen?
In 2012. And then it took me until 2016 when I finally launched the business.
Wow.
And
what did you do before?
You are a good interviewer, aren't you? I grew up on a ranch. So
wow.
The first part of my life was all horses and cowboys and
wow.
Rodeos. And then I turned into a professional mountain bike racer. And then I transitioned to a sideline reporter where I covered extreme sports.
Oh my
And eventually found my way into the Professional Bull Riders Tour. So for 18 years in front of a high definition camera that doesn't lie, will make you look at yourself and go, okay, I see the writing on the wall. There's a gap in the marketplace. I think I can do something about that gap.
Now, when you launched NULASTIN, which was
2016.
Okay. Did it immediately go like that?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I just didn't know what I didn't know. So my joke was that I would write a book called You Don't Know What You Don't Know.
I love that.
You don't know you don't know it. I didn't know what I didn't know, but I didn't know I didn't know it. So I thought I did. So I just went out and did
Secret
things.
to my success, for sure.
If you just, but I wasn't foolish either. So I put everything together but I didn't even know how to put together a PowerPoint deck or pitch for investors.
Did you have people working with you at this point?
Oh, I went from $0 to $17.5 million before I hired my first employee. I did it all. I
don't know how you did
to help
that.
me with Facebook ads because who can figure that stuff out?
Right.
But I was shooting video. They finally started helping me with video. But when I first started, for example, Merle, if you and I were together, I'd be like, let's take a picture of your lashes. And then I would take another picture. But it was very guerrilla marketing.
Sure.
But I had a great product. And then my original formulator was making product in his lab. And I was selling it. And I had shitty packaging.
Oh my
and
God.
Nothing was fancy. And I remember a buddy whose family worked for Revlon, and he said, Leah, most of these companies spend more money on their packaging than they do on their formulas. And I was appalled. I thought that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And now I know it to be true.
Oh, yeah.
I see how much packaging costs.
Oh, yeah.
But to this day, when I was starting, Like the ingredients, I say to people, per ounce costs more than this house that we're in right now. They're so expensive. I use biodesigned proteins, biodesigned peptides. Everything is next level, what you don't normally see in a beauty brand. So anyway, so not to
which is why it works.
confound it, which is why it works. So that was my big thing, is coming from athletics, coming from everything performance based. If it wasn't going to work, nobody's going to buy it again, no matter how pretty your packaging is.
Exactly.
You put on a beautiful skirt that you're wearing, you've got some nice outfit, you're not going to buy it again if it falls apart and unravels the first wash.
Particularly if it's like some kind of luxury item.
Exactly. With all of this beautiful background that you've had, with your writing, with your interviews, with your style, what do you think sets you apart?
The first one that comes to mind, and I really want to talk about you and your products, it all comes from deep inside. So none of it is borrowed. I read a lot of books all my life. I was very influenced by literature and poetry, really more than fashion growing up. I'm really curious. I guess that's really the bottom line. And I'm curious about people, but what I'm really curious about is just human behavior and what makes us do the things we do.
One of the greatest character traits, inquisitiveness.
I couldn't agree more.
So what's next for you?
You know, it's a really tough time in journalism. And I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is like staying above water, because it's not easy. And I'm freelance. I haven't been that busy in the last 2 years, but in the last couple months, it's been like, which is the way I've lived my entire life, like just working all the time. I also partied kind of hard, which I don't even know how I did that now.
I joked in the early days that my product was a product for derelicts, and I don't mean that we're derelicts, but you could go party, you could do all things. You could be dehydrated, you could do all of that, put on NULASTIN, and actually still look good the next day.
Wow.
And it was a bit of a crutch for me, especially when I was in television, because if I use NULASTIN at night, in the morning, and just literally the moisturizer, I was like, oh, that looks pretty good.
First of all, the lash and the brow, are these new formulations?
These are the OGs. Really, this is what I've launched my business on, the lash and the brow. Those are my treatment products, as well as the hair vibrant scalp treatment. So we're going to anchor your hair. We're going to work on that elastin root system. And this is the naivety of me running a business, is that I had no idea that I needed to develop new product.
Oh, that's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Oh, I've got a great 3 products, 3 SKUs. I've already gotten to almost $20 million. There's no need for me to keep thinking.
Right.
But it wasn't really that. I didn't have, this is my new business, right? I'm an athlete. And so when I hired my COO, we started putting together new product development. And so I was very excited, because we are a hair care brand.
Yeah.
And we just really hadn't addressed all of the other beauty styling and shower essentials. So we came up with the Hair Vibrant Scalp Scrub and the shampoo and the conditioner. And I will say that when you put a product to market, it took a really long time. We wanted to keep the integrity of what we were doing with our treatment products, meaning it had to work, it had to have something that was differentiating, and it had to follow all of my sustainability, as well as something that was going to be without silicones, without all of the naughty ingredients. So we did quite a few iterations, and all of a sudden this product landed, and I was testing it on my hair. And the more I rinsed my hair, especially with the conditioner after using it, the silkier and softer it got. And I thought, well, we're really onto something. But it's also...
Does it stimulate your scalp for hair to grow?
I'm just answering this question. When you shower and you wash and you dry your hair, and you're losing hair, right?
Oh, always.
So what you're going to notice is a lot less shedding.
That's
and really, I mean, immediately, like after one wash, you will notice less fallout. You'll notice less breakage. You're going to notice more shine, 90% more silkiness, and about 200+% more volume.
Okay, so what ingredients
proteins
are in, okay, so
the biodesigned proteins, we've got our patented peptide in this formula.
Wow.
So everything is building the integrity of that elastin root system. And that elastin root system is really the basis of what we're doing. Plus, there's just all sorts of other yummy ingredients. And if you didn't notice the smell, I am proud to say that I finally did a custom fragrance.
Did you?
That's got some just amazing top notes, middle notes, and then bottom notes. And I'm not even going to tell you what they are, because I just want you to experience.
Okay, I love scent, and I know all
like
about
you're
it.
in a sensorial moment with your life, and then maybe imagine it with fashion combined, right? Because I'm not a fragrance brand. I am a treatment brand, but this is my first foray into trying to tie something together that was elevated prestige, but that would make you feel like a woman.
Well, you might at some point want to market that fragrance.
I'm good. I'm good.
For the moment.
I'm good.
For the moment.
One thing about me is I know where my lane is, and I'm staying in my lane. I'm not into color cosmetics. I'm not going to go anywhere else. I know where I'm great. I know what our product line does.
Make our nails grow. Do something.
Well, you know, the elastin and what we can do for keratin, we use a biodesigned human keratin in this product, and a hepatocyte growth factor. There's some really, really cool stuff that we do that no one else is doing. And I did it because we were a bit rogue in the beginning. I had a microbiologist who didn't follow rules. So we were the first ones to bring products that were literally for research purposes only into our product line. And it was very avant-garde. Now there are commercialized proteins that are in here, but in the beginning we were just experimenting with these really great biodesigned, bioidentical, recombinant DNA. So anyway, so we'll go into that later. Let's just kind of put a pin on this and just say, thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for representing. Thank you for being an empowering
It's the first time in my life I've had eyelashes. I mean, really. And I tried every fake lash, right? From Lashify, which is a great system. I could not do it. There's something in my DNA. I kept going like, and I would go places, people go, your lashes are falling off.
It's either you're really good with that system or
I
you're
couldn't
not.
do it.
But you know what? Brains, lashes, they all go perfectly together. So you're well represented. And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Merle Ginsberg, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be back with another episode in the future. Thank you very much.